And so are your intruder friends. I know you've been trying to help them. I'm not that stupid. I could tell what you were doing, even if the king refused to see it. Now they're all dead except for these two schmucks. How does this make you feel? You're finally going to show your true colors. Are you going to avenge your friends and kill the royal guards who massacred them? The royal guards are already dead, Aiden says. The rebels and the kings of the underground and their intruders made short work of them. They will likely soon also have been done with the troops that have been sent after them. No, that's impossible, Gontok shouts as he's still holding his arm above his head, with the rock in his hand, unable to move it. You're lying, you can't. Listen to me, Gontok, Eden says in a serious tone as he uses aura manipulation technique to rotate Gontok towards him while he is keeping his right arm up in order to annoy him. That's hilarious. I could not care less whether you believe me or not. The only reason why I'm still keeping you alive is because I still have a question to ask you. So tell me, Gontok, has the king mentioned anything to you about the third golden rule? Golden rule? Gontok says, what kind of nonsense are you blathering about? And why is it with your humans and your cowardly techniques? Is this seriously what you call a fight? Are you planning to hold me immobilized like this and drive a sword through my heart without even giving me a chance to defend myself? Where is your honor? Honor? Aiden says, looking genuinely confused. Pardon me for asking, but are you not the same Gontok that was famous for having killed the most dwarven civilians during the last great war from the North Continent? So what? Gontok says. What does that have to do with anything? Ah, I see, Aiden says. So that's how it is. He sees. So here's the thing with Gontok. Let me guess what Aiden realized. I believe what Aiden realized is that Gontok does not look at anyone who is non-giant in the same way he looks at everyone who is a giant. So from his perspective, like, honor is only bound to the people that are giants, and only anyone else that he would honor would be someone who has huge, like, physical strength. And he only does that because he knows anyone other than a giant would not have that sort of physical strength, except for maybe a dragon or something. And usually he does not run into dragons, so he doesn't necessarily need to honor them all that much anyway. So he's, in his own head, he created a situation where he only has to honor giants because of a strength stat. Interesting. So I'm guessing Aiden is going to remove his aura manipulation and going to beat him with, like, physical strength or something. I see, Aiden says. So that's how it is. Then releases Gontok from his aura technique, which prompts the giant to finally lower his arm to drop the rock that he has now been holding until now. You are free to attack me now, Aiden says. I will not be using any magic whatsoever to fight you. I'll hope you will enjoy your last honorable duel. I don't know what's going through that head of yours, but I'll make sure that you'll regret this, Gontok says. He then rushes towards Aiden as fast as he can, trying to catch him by surprise. With a quick series of punches, after a few seconds of effortless dodging the attacks in the same way that he dodged Darren during their first encounter, Aiden grabs Gontok's right arm in the middle of one of his strikes. He twists it behind his back. He then hits several pressure points near his elbow in rapid succession. Right afterwards, I can imagine that, by the way, what he is doing. Right afterwards, Aiden presses his left palm against outside of Gontok's elbow while he is still holding his arm with his other hand. This causes the giant's forearm to bend backwards in an extremely unnatural way, while he can hear him screaming in agony. What did you do to me, you crazy bastard? Gontok says he is sweating something fierce with his right arm just dangling beside him like a useless piece of meat. I give you an honorable duel, Aiden says, coldly with his eyes still closed. Isn't this what you wanted? Because, Aiden is really good with, like, technique. Go plow yourself. What does that even mean? Go plow yourself? Go fuck yourself. I guess that's what he's trying to say. He's a sadistic piece of crap, Gontok says. Then he tries to punch Aiden with the 3 remaining left fingers on his left hand. Aiden catches the incoming fist with his right hand. Then he bends the giant's fingers backward until you can hear them crack as Gontok screams. Aiden puts his left hand on the giant's forehead, making it explode into a million pieces of meat and blood that cover the floor. Walls around him as the wait, hold on, the crystals are not on the ground, right? If they accidentally step on them, is it going to just delete their feet or whatever? The giant's body is about to fall to the ground. Aiden uses a fire spell to incinerate it completely, leaving only ashes of the once proud warrior called Gontok. That's not a good idea. There's not going to be enough oxygen down here. So, okay, Gontok's dead, just like that. Now then, Hayden says, as he's using a water spell to clean his pajamas of blood. Was there anyone else who wanted to have a duel? No, I think you've made your point quite clearly, actually, says Lorang, whose uniform is still covered in the blood of his former colleague. I don't get, by the way, why Aiden killed Gontok. I still do not have any particular reason why he did it. He hates humanities in its entirety, but he usually does not, like, directly interfere and kill like this. Maybe 600 years ago, but not right now. That's not how he does things. Like, if someone attacks him, that's usually when he kills. And he usually does not look at people like people. He looks at them like all of them are just garbage. I'm not sure if he's trying to restart the whole cycle of creation or whatnot, but whatever, we'll see. Covered in blood of his former colleague. Good, Hayden says. Then he begins heading in the direction of the Ceridium Tower as he slowly turns visible again. I will now be paying the King of Olender a short visit. If you do not arrive there too late, you might be able to hear a rather interesting conversation. Trust that you still know how to find your way to the Ceridium Tower. Yes, I am. Yes. You still know the way. Very well, Hayden says. In that case, I will leave the secret doors unlocked for you. I will be looking forward to seeing your next interaction with the Overseer. What? I say, what? Why? What's going on? What's happening with the Overseer? There's no answer. Agent's probably already gone. I think Aiden must have teleported somewhere further into the tunnels. I say, we should probably go after him. Lorang, you said you were coming with us. Actually, I've changed my mind, Lorang says. From what I understood, the Stillwater will be waiting for you in the tower, and to be quite honest, I would prefer to stay as far away from him as possible. Yeah, I guess that's understandable, I say. See you around then. Before I go, I should probably give you one last piece of advice, Lorang says. If you're worried about the undetectable illusionist mage attacking you while your guard is down, you should know that he cannot use any offensive spells, and the only thing he's good at is helping his allies from the shadows by casting illusions, or by using spells to temporarily daze his enemies. As long as he doesn't have anyone to work together with, he won't really be much of a threat to you. Just thought I'd let you know. I appreciate the advice, but I'd rather be on the lookout for him just in case. Sorry, but I don't trust you one bit. For all I know, you may be secretly working with him. Alright, thanks for the heads up. Goodbye and good luck, Lorang says. Same to you with whatever it is you're planning to do from now on, I say. Be seeing you. After we part ways with Lorang and we begin heading to the Ceridium Tower again, Layla writes another message. Where do you suppose Lorang went? We only know of one exit from these tunnels. It's the way we're going. No idea, I say. Maybe he thinks that if he's returned to the place where he was first teleported, he will get teleported back or something. Realistically speaking, unless he knows how to disarm magical traps, he'll probably wander around the caves aimlessly for a while. When he realizes that he has nowhere else to go, he'll end up back here. So as I'm walking and talking, I'm continuously turning my head around in order to examine the crystals to see if any of them are giving signs of wanting to attack us. The crystals are somewhat quieted down since Aiden has distanced himself from us, but they are still slowly vibrating, which means Aiden has likely not left the underground corridor yet. You seem to be really worried about the corridors, Lila writes to me, after she sees the way in which I'm anxiously turning my head in at every vibration that is slightly louder than the others. You think there is any risk that they might do to us the same thing they did to Gontork? I don't know. I say they only seem to react because Gontok tried to harm them directly, but the last time when something like this happened, we were all attacked indiscriminately. It didn't seem to matter that some of us were just innocent bystanders. You're talking about the time when Haraka almost got you erased from existence while you were in the Magium's domain? Layla writes, it was more than that, I say, and also less. I don't know how to explain it. Normally when you talk about not existing, you would imagine yourself simply no longer being there, but this was something else. Even though the very notion of me had been erased from the universe, there was still a part of me that was there. I'm not sure if I even knew who I was anymore, but the time I spent there in that void is something that I'll never forget. It feels like I've been floating there for a million lifetimes, but at the same time, also knew that in our world, it couldn't have been more than a second. The whole world kept blinking around me every time I went back there. It felt like I was spending an infinite amount of time in a sea of nothingness. Even though I know that's impossible, it is not an experience I want to repeat. So it probably was an illusion, mayhaps.